This is a fun one. What if I was to go like this? Again, I'll go slowly. It's about. Now if I put my right hand on autopilot, down, up, scrubby. Okay. There it is. Show the fabulous Beatbuddy. Welcome back, Shane here from Guitar at Work. Glad to be back. This one, I've had many requests for this over the years. Again, I can't believe we haven't done this one. Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel. Ton of fun. And I got to tell you, pretty straight ahead too. There's that little main riff I was just fooling around with, but then it's really just strumming. And I got that main riff. If you're just playing by yourself, it's sort of it's optional. You know, you can just sit on an E chord as well. So don't get bogged down with it. We'll go through the whole thing slowly. I want to thank you for coming back. I'll send this out to a new patron named Jenny. Jenny, it's great to hear of your successes in the last few days. Congratulations, and always glad to hear from you. So many messages and stuff coming in from all of you. I really, really appreciate it. It's a ton of fun. I want to thank you for subscribing. Just overnight, last night, we hit 150,000 subscribers. That was a pleasant surprise this morning. So thank you, everybody. The thumbs up have meant the world. And hit that notification bell, all that good YouTube stuff. I have a capo on the second fret. I don't want to forget to mention that. And I will be using the fabulous Beatbuddy from Singular Sound. I'm happily affiliated with them. It's just a whole lot more fun than a metronome. Yeah. So again, not much to it. I'll go through some chords and some of the idiosyncrasies of the song maybe. And also the strumming patterns, which are really just down, up, but it's where you place the accent that is absolutely pivotal, where you're putting that accent. So let's practice that together. And maybe at the very end, let's just throw some scale stuff at you that if you do want to jam on top of this, and that little outro they've got, a vamp thing, you can do so. Some of you may already know the scale, but even if you just play along with the recording, playing that scale up and down, it's really good for your fingers. So let's save that to the very end for those that want to get into some lead guitar later on. I'll send you to patreon.com/guitaratwork. As always, got 3 sheets here for you. I've got 2 song sheets, and I've got a detail sheet with all the chord shapes on it, and your main riff as I was just playing. I'll be referring to that the entire time. I'll tell you, I don't know how many songs are up there on Patreon, but it's a lot, and it doesn't have to be a lifelong commitment. So go up there, grab some songs, and do the play along with us. We'll do a full play along of this song at the very end, and we'll do a slow version as well. Maybe play half the song slowly to give you a chance to work up to the fast one as well. So the play alongs have been getting great feedback on, so I hope you'll go in and do that. What I'm finding is a lot of us don't play with other people anymore, and there's something really to be gained about having to keep going no matter what, keep going at all costs. So I'll shout out the chords as usual. I'll try to talk through the lyrics, shout out the chords, and you got to play along, and if you miss something, you just got to get to the next thing, and it's all forgotten. Nobody's going to get kicked out of the band, okay? I'll start you on an E chord, this way. This guy here, and I'll take you through the chords first before we get bogged down. I shouldn't say bogged down, before we jump into the main riff, the intro bit. Seeing an E, I'm going to look at a detail sheet. E is just your plain Jane E chord there. This guy here, E. And E7, now I've given 2 options. Watch out for the chord diagram. E7 is this guy. If you just remove your ring finger, there's your E7. You may know it that way. And the other option is putting it straight E, putting your pinky there on the 3rd fret of that B string. Now, when do you use one? They're interchangeable completely. Notice the one with the pinky on, it's got a bit more attitude, a bit more bluesy sounding. I kind of save that to when there's a big long stretch of E in the song, and then there's an E7th in the 5th bar. I tend to put it there. You'll hear that on the recording too, because it makes it want to change to the next chord, okay? So it's about tension there, E7. See if you know that guy. Some people have trouble putting your pinkies on. If your pinky's straight, kind of knuckle buckle, it may mean that your thumb is over. If your thumb is over like that, a lot of the times it absolutely cripples your pinky. If your pinky, I can't even with the length of my fingers, if my thumb is over, I cannot get my pinky there. So I got to get my thumb down like that, and then notice the curl in the pinky. That's a really big deal. I've heard that called Van Halen pinky. Get that pinky just like that, curled. There's it now, A7. You may know it this way, A7, and there's an optional A7 as well, where you're barring this guy here, putting the ring finger on that high string into 3rd fret. Again, that guy, because that high note, they're interchangeable, but that guy's got a bit more attitude, eh? Bluesier sounding. So I'll go, a lot of times I'll go A7 for a couple bars, this A7, then I'll go this guy here. Like that. So again, interchangeable. D is just garden variety D, E minor, and it'll be in a different order in the song. I'm just tearing through them here. A G, you can use this G, you could use this G, you can use this G, whichever G you know is totally fine. There's a C, this guy here, C chord. Now use this chord, this plain old C chord. A lot of times these older acoustic items, they tend to use a C/G chord. Just want to put that out there. You don't have to do this, but for those of you that are looking to try something new, I'm going to take this C chord, I'm going to put my ring finger over there, like that, in the thickest string, and put my pinky where that ring finger used to be. Now I've got all 6 strings available. Oh, nice and thick. And now you don't have to worry about hitting that low E string, and it's just nice and powerful sounding. If that's new to you, I know it does take some adjusting, so you might just want to stick with your basic C and work on that on the side. That guy, C, more often than not in this song, is going to go from C to C/B. Now that's a passing chord, so if you just sit down and strum that, it's not very nice, but remember it's going. It's a bass walk situation in there. C, C/B, then to A minor. So it's just a little stepwise thing. Passing chords, when they sit on their own, they don't sound good out of context, okay? A minor. There's a D7 here. Yeah, and about big kids chords again, D7, just your garden variety D7 will work just fine. If you're looking to step it up a bit, let's put your thumb over that 2nd fret of the low E, and you can now use all 6 strings. That's called D7/F sharp. Not essential, but it is nice, thicker. It works on the D too, like a regular D. Put your thumb over. Anytime you're ever playing a D chord on any song, you get D, and you can have your thumb over like that. Now, some of us just our thumbs aren't long enough. Whatever may happen, don't hurt yourself. If you're playing a nylon string, the necks are typically wider, so it's even tougher. Just want to put that out there that it is worth working, but your average chords will work as well. The main riff, before we jump into a strum here, the main riff is this. I'm going to grab an E chord. It's based around an E. You'll see it written there in tab. I'm going to do it all downstrokes for now, just to get the left hand going. You're going to see this. 0, meaning the open string. 0 again. Now this, I'm going to take my middle finger off, and I'm going to hammer onto that 2nd fret of the A string. So from the top again. Now notice when the hammer says H over top. If yours isn't loud, your hammer, if it's the first time you've hammered, you really have to be pretty sure-footed about it, and make sure you stay on the note when you get it, and it'll gradually poke its head out. There you go. That's the one. Now notice there's a 0 written underneath that, so at the same time you land that hammer, you have to play the low E string. Well, that might drive you a little bit crazy, because your right hand's going to want to play the note that you're hammering onto, so try to work that out. We have this from the top. Now open D, I have to get rid of my ring finger. Now an open E string, and back on. That's your 2. Sorry, I went quickly through that. Here's the top again. 0, 0, taking that middle off, hammer. At the same time, play a bass note. Now, take your ring finger off, there's your 0. Bass note all alone. And back on with the ring finger. And now a bass note to finish it. Okay. Now, if you're trying that at home, I know it's tricky to do with somebody on a video and they're just tearing through it. I'll trust you can stop tape there, stop rewind, if you know how to approach that. When you're first doing it though, you don't really hear the song, you just hear a series of sort of unrelated notes, right, until you get that continuity going. So don't be disappointed in that. But I would advise you not to get bogged down in that too far until you can actually play the song. Let's play the song, and then you add the ornaments later, okay? Add the ornaments later for sure. It's a totally separate guitar playing that on the recording, so it's important we can just strum the song and leave the details for a little bit later. Now the ups and downs I've written are really important. You see the U's and the D's written underneath that main riff. It's not that they sound so different, one up from a down. It's not that. It's that you typically play a down stroke on the down beat and an upstroke on the up beat. Now, what does that mean? Well, when your foot is tapping 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be downstrokes. Down, 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 down. In between those downstrokes, when your foot is up, that's an up beat or an upstroke. So down, up, and your foot, my right hand's just following my foot. Tap, 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 tap. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And so if a note falls on a downbeat, it's a downstroke. If a note falls on an upbeat, it's an up stroke. So this one starts on the upstroke. That's why I've written up, down. And it starts to feel a bit okay. That's why I've started out today saying autopilot. I'm just scrubbing down, up, down, up. Now notice I'm not going wide open because that would wash out the riff. You barely hear it, but here. So that's worth chewing on for sure. But again, please don't get too bogged down on that. Let's run into the song here, and I'm going to go to page 1 and the main riff. When it says main riff, that's this thing here we just talked about. Now underneath that, the supporting guitar is just playing an E chord. Okay. Again, try to focus on the low end of things, the thicker strings, so you don't wash it out. You want to leave some room in there, and for the singer as well. What drove me a little bit crazy is in the verse section, there's 5 bars on an E. There's 5 bars. You'll see that written intro, E times 8, and then when the do's come in, we got 5 bars on an E. That's 4 bars on an E, 1 bar on an E7. Remember, they're interchangeable. E and E7 are interchangeable. So the 5 bars, it makes the things a little bit itchy. It's kind of cool that they did that. It's not unheard of, but it is unusual for sure. So I'm just going to sit here, E 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. This is your intro. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now here's the verse part of the intro. So E 4 times and then E7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. E7, 1, 2, A7, 1, 2. I'm going to this one. 2, 3, 4. Here's a D coming. G. Now here, this is important. C to C/B are bracketed together. Now in my charts, that means they get half the time. So C would get 2 beats, C/B would get 2 beats as well. So they're sharing a bar there, and it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then through A minor like that. Now it implies a bass walk, so if you can, try to isolate the bass note 1 and then isolate this guy. A minor. It'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's nice to hear that bass walk. Now if it's just too crazy, just strum it and you're going to be just fine. There is an A minor for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, E7, 3, 4, 1. At the end of the intro, D7. And here's to you. And went to the chorusy bit there. Yeah, that's it. So the intro. So let me do this. It comes in at 180 beats a minute. I'll put the fabulous Beatbuddy in. 180 beats a minute is moving along. Okay, that is moving for sure. For a slow version, I'm going to bring it down to 140 just to make sure we can get through. I'm going to do the first page. But I'm going to start at the chorus. We just did the intro. There's no lyrics in the intro, and it's very easy to get lost. So let's start the play along, the slow play along from the first chorus. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Now, as for strumming, all that happens in the chorus is things really brighten up, meaning they start putting a really heavy accent on beats 2 and 4. So here's a G, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If that is new to you, it might feel upside down, and you might want to put an accent on 1 and 3, which is exactly the opposite of what we need. So try to count at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Really helpful to go soft, loud, soft, and loud, and soft, and loud, and soft, and loud, and soft, and loud. So when you change chords, your instinct will be to accent, but that's the wrong thing to do. When you change chords, you want to be on a quiet one, because beats 1 and 3 are quiet, 2 and 4 are loud. Okay, it's the opposite of what you want. And in the chorus, for all that brightness sake, they really exaggerate that. And then in the verse parts, we get more. more scrubby, more even like that, so that it all breaks free in that chorus. So I'm down to 140. Here's the fabulous Beatbuddy. I love it. Go grab one of those. 140 beats a minute. It's as easy as dialing it up just like that. And Singular Sound, wonderful outfit. I've been with them for about 2 years now. I've been using their stuff for way longer than that, probably 5 or 6 years now, and love them. Really great stuff. All the descriptions are all the links are in the descriptions below. If you use the promo code GAW10, you'll get 10% off. Helps to support the channel, much appreciated. Wonderful device for sure. Way more fun than a metronome, and it keeps you rhythmically honest. Again, if you're not playing with other people, this is a great thing to have for sure. I've got it plugged into the AEROS looper that we'll use toward the end. They talk to each other, so in the same company. It's wonderful. Looping is an essential skill. It's like having a practice buddy all the time. Now, how fast does 140 feel? Let's see. That would be this. Yeah, so let's do it. Chorus, verse, chorus, verse. I'm on the first page. Okay, grab those sheets from Patreon, and I'll talk out these lyrics as best I can. Here comes a G, a 1, chorus, 3, 4. You, E minor, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than C. Accent, low, D, G, bless you please. E minor, Mrs. Robinson. G, heaven holds, E minor, place, C, for those who pray. A minor, hey, hey, hey. Here's an E, hey, hey, hey. Just sit on E, I'll do F. Stay there. Verse, E, like to know a little bit about you for our files. E7, A7, help you learn, help yourself. Look around, G, all you see, walking here, C, sympathetic, A minor, eyes. E7, stroll around, the grounds, D, still you feel at home, 7, G, here's to you, chorus, this is E minor, Robin, big accents. Jesus, E minor, loves you more than C, you will know. Here's a D, oh, G, God bless you. Mrs. Robinson, G, heaven holds, E minor, place, we'll go and see you pray. A minor, hey, hey, hey. E, hey, hey, hey. Stay on E. Verse, bottom of the page, E, hiding it up, hiding place, no one ever goes. E7, A7, put it in your pantry, cupcakes. D, it's a little secret, walking here, the Robinsons affair. E7, most of all, D7, gotta hide it from the kids. Chorus, G, here's to you, accent, Mrs. Robinson, G, Jesus loves you, E minor, more than you. There you go. D coming, bless you, please, E minor, Mrs. Robinson, G, heaven, E minor, always a place, C, for those who pray. A minor, hey, 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 E, hey, hey, hey. There we go. Geez, 140 is still clipping along, eh? A, I'm Canadian. So if you had trouble with that, it's a good idea. Stop tape, and you need to be able to change the chords that quickly. Someone was asking me very, very recently, you're looking at a chart like this, looking at a chart, and then you have to look at your hand to get to the next chord, and then you look at your chart, and you're lost. We all go through that. In very short order, you should be able to change chords without looking, within reason. Once in a while, you take a peek to make sure you're not way off and something bad's going to happen. But you will get to the point where your meat and potatoes chords, you don't even have to. It's just a tactile kind of memory, So I'm going to go up to 180. Fasten your seatbelts. 180 beats per minute. That's just a matter of doing this on the fabulous Beatbuddy. Doink, doink. 180 beats a minute. That's the song. Speed. We'll go all the way through it, including the intro. Again, very easy to get lost in the intro because there's no lyrics in there. I'll try to go, the do-do-doos are going on in there, and then we'll look at some lead stuff after for those of you who want to stick around. But I want to thank you again for coming back. Grab those sheets from patreon.com/guitarwork, and the Beatbuddy, Highly recommend it, guys. There's a few of them to choose from, whatever suits your budget and your needs. They're really great. Go to the Sing Your Sound website. Easy to find. So I'm going to go E. How fast is this now? This is a full-length play along. Here we go. Holy. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Just stay on E. Now E, second line. 7, A7. D7 low, chorus G. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson G. Jesus loves you more than you know. D, whoa, whoa. G, God bless you please. E minor, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven, E minor, holds a place. C, those who pray. A minor, hey, hey, hey. Here's an E, hey, hey. Just stay on E. I'll play the riff. Verse E. Like to know a little bit about you for our files. E7, A7. Help you learn to help yourself. D. Look around, all you see walking, a sympathetic A minor eyes. E7. Stroll around the grounds. D7. Until you feel chorus G. Here's to you, Mrs. E minor. Jesus loves you more than you will know. D, whoa, whoa, whoa. G, God bless you please. E minor, Mrs. Robinson G. Heaven holds a place. C, pray. A minor. E, hey, hey. I'll play the riff. Bottom of the page, verse E. Hide in a hiding place. No one ever goes. 7, A7, put it in your pantry, cupcakes. D, a little secret. C, Mr. Robinson's affair. Last line, D7, most of all, D7. You've got to hide it from the kids. G, Cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson. Of course, Jesus loves you more. C, you will know. D, whoa, whoa. G, God bless you please. E minor. Good G. Heaven hold E minor. Place to go to pray. A minor. Hey, hey, hey. E, hey, hey. Verse E. Sitting on a sofa, page 2 here. Sunday afternoon. A7. And to the candidates. Debate. Here's a D. Laugh about a G, shout about walking C. Got to choose. E7, every way you look at D, you lose. Chorus G, have you gone? E minor, Joe DiMaggio. The nation turns its lonely eyes to you. D, G, what's that you say? E minor, Robinson. Joe has left him, C gone away. A minor, hey, hey, hey. E, hey, hey. All the way out, stay on E. Oops, I blew that way. There it is, stay on E. This is where you could jam. Stop it there. Hey, I hope you did okay. That was fast, eh? That was quick for sure. Just jam out at the end. It's a fun song. If you're playing with other people and you get a jam going, everybody just sits on E at the very end, you could throw this in. Now this is your E blues scale. I'm going to do this here. The E blues scale is open E. You'll see at the very bottom of your sheet. And now capo too. If you're speaking to a piano player or a bass player or a singer, we call it the E blues scale amongst guitar players, because we just say, okay, we have a capo on 2. Who cares? But now you have to call it something else if you're in that particular company. But in this company, we're fine. Opening. Then to the 3rd fret. There you go. The numbers that are circled underneath, those are left-hand finger suggestions there. You can't go wrong with those. First bar, 0, 3. Second bar, open A. 1st fret. 2nd fret. Notice that note sounds a little sour. That's your blue note. This is the E blues scale. and then open D, second fret of the D, open G, second fret of the G, third fret of the G, open B, third fret, and open E, and third fret of the E. Now what goes up must come down. Go backwards. 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 0, 3, 0. That's a really important scale. Okay, it's an open position. It's right in the business area where we're playing chords and stuff, so you can throw in little lead fills. Probably that might be the most important scale to learn. Honestly, it might be in guitar. It always serves a couple of different purposes for sure. Now I've also written an extension in the very bottom line there. Same notes, different location, and they actually adds one note. Second fret begins here. 2, 3, 4. That's it. So second fret, third fret, fourth fret on the G string, your third thinnest there. Second, third, fourth. Now position shift, my first finger is going to tuck under and go to the third fret of that B string. Let me do that again. 2, 3, 4, pivot here, third fret of the B, fifth fret of the B, and third fret of the high E, fifth fret of the high E, and then sixth fret. So we get those extra 2 notes. Backwards 6, 5, 3. Again, same roll with the pinky. If your thumb's up like this, your pinky's not going to work. So get that thumb low. 6, 5, 3, 5, 3. From the capo, remember. 4, 3, 2, and you can go back down the regular part of the scale. If you're sitting watching a movie or something, grab your guitar and just go up and down. Chords, big chord shapes, chord clusters, whatever you want to call it, they don't really help individual fingers, whereas a scale helps to individualize your fingers, and thereby they, when you are learning new chords and stuff, they're a bit more intelligent. Your fingers get a bit more intelligent because you're working them differently. So highly recommend, even if you don't want to be a lead player, most instrumentalists do some scales to try to, for warm-ups or for exercise sake. It really does pay off. Now, what are you going to do with that? I'm going to invoke the AEROS looper here. Beautiful, beautiful machine. I'm just going to press the Loop Studio button. And now the Beatbuddy, same company, plugs into the AEROS looper. This is a gold edition looper. I love it. The buttons are silent. I absolutely love this. I'm so thankful to have it. So they talk to each other. The Beatbuddy, I'm just going to sit on an E chord. So it's going to count itself in, and then it's going to record. I love the fact that it has this big screen on it. It's very, very easy to loop with. So check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look, ma, no hands. So that's your E band. And I can play this on top. There you go. So it's good. That's just one little chord in there, right? The scale over top of that. Extension. Down a scale. Basically, mix it on up. Faster. Rest of my right hand. Try to get some stability with the pick, Mix it on up. You'll find a freedom comes when you're improvising. A freedom comes when you really know the scale. If you're having to think about the scale, it's hard to get something going. You almost have to get almost bored with the scale, and you start looking for new things to do within it. So that's the secret for lead guitar. Just get in there, make all the right faces, and you are set to go. Went a little bit longer than I thought I was going to go today, but I enjoyed that very much, and I hope you did as well. Thank you for coming back. The thumbs up button means the world. Thank you for that. And head to Singular Sounds website. Again, all the links are in the description. That's the Beatbuddy drum machine. It's fantastic, along with the AEROS looper. Ton of fun for sure. And I hope that you'll grab one or both of those. They're wonderful. The Beatbuddy on its own, the AEROS on its own, or the two of them work beautifully together as well. So head to patreon.com/guitarwork, grab those sheets, and we'll see you again for the next one, guys. Thanks for coming back. See you soon. When we do what? Ciao.